little bit better.
Well,
But correct me if I'm wrong.
I do. But the one thing that I'll say is that when you're playing against someone, when they're like, just drafting all these specialists, it's really important to make sure you watch the lanes and the structures.
Right.
Watch where the pressure's coming from.
Yep. No, that makes sense. I mean, they could definitely put a lot of pressure on the map for sure.
The problem is Genji comes in, he ganks someone, they have to go back and heal because they have no support. None of their supports really have self-sustain besides Zool at like level 7.
Mm-hmm.
Murky can, come back, and he has pretty high HP regen. But, yeah. I mean, as long as Genji's going around getting value, Sonya is going to be able to basically beat anyone in lane, any of these characters in lane. Mm-hmm. Maybe Gazlo might struggle a little bit. Should have no problem with anyone else. Junkrat is pretty safe against them. So, like I said before, you can kind of just sit back and lop grenade launchers.
Right. Okay, it looks like we're waiting on Nazebo. Is Nazebo playing on a potato?
That's a good question. I cannot answer. I cannot speak for him. For him, her. I won't assume.
Well, I'm excited to be going to Cursed Hollow. I typically haven't seen this map picked quite as much. So, as you know, I think this is kind of random.
Nobody likes this map. It's a more difficult map to macro on. It's not always, there's not like one straightforward way to play this map. That's the thing, generally.
Right.
So like towers, it's like, oh, you always contest the bottom lane, and you always split soak the other two. You just get the mercs and you just do things. This one, I don't know. You can stall out the turn, the channel, and you can push certain lanes in. You can go for the merc timing this. You can go for the merc timing at a later time or early time. You go for boss. You steal their boss.
Right.
It's also the fact that it's kind of random in the beginning, depending on where the first tribute spawns.
Mm-hmm. Let's
a lot of people don't like that. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Let's real quick introduce the teams as we're getting started here. So over on the blue side, we have Not Throwing, and this is Demarcan on the Asmodan. Gen Confusion playing Murky, Jake Bot on Gazlo, Archangel playing Zool, and Nazebo will be played by Arania.
And for VGTC BODS, we have Orlov on Diablo, Ogle the Great playing Genji. We have Banana on Notherian, Bloody Regime on Junkrat, and Nihilus on Sonya.
Right. So everybody just splitting right off into lanes here.
All right, see, like I said, the biggest problem I felt like would be the Gazlo. So already putting a decent amount of pressure, but see, actually, the most important thing when playing in that matchup is you make sure the turrets are not. Someone's dead. Murky.
Yeah.
Okay. Not a big deal.
Murky down to Genji in the bottom lane there.
Okay, so Asmodan did go Taste for Blood, which is kind of weird. Figured the Sieging Wrath might be the best way to go.
Ooh, Gazlo getting really low in the top.
Yeah, I mean, it comes down to can you kite around the Sonya, Oh, Gazlo's dead.
Gazlo did fall. And Sonya's at full health.
That's how Sonya works. If you don't kill her, she just can heal up.
So VGTC looks like they want to put a little pressure in the top lane here. They're switching around a little bit. Genji has moved up to the top lane.
Sonya's getting the camp, that's why.
Yep, there she is. And we've got Junkrat versus Smirky in the bottom. Looks like Nazebo is going Toad build.
Yeah, it's pretty standard. Nothing unusual going on for VGTC. We have Shadow Fury, actually. Interesting. The Sonya's builds are a lot, they're kind of a little bit different now.
Mm-hmm.
People are still kind of experimenting.
Right. Jamarkin, I don't know how you're typing in my Twitch chat right now when you're playing in the game.
Who's the head?
Jamarkin.
Oh.
That's funny.
You see this camp pushing mid.
Yep. And Nazebo trying to finish that off. And we do have the tribute on the top.
That's Archangel being taken out of position.
Yeah. Oh, he's in a really scary spot.
I think he's dead.
Yes.
And this is exactly, they're just trying to make this a kind of a little bit of a clown fiesta where they want to fight over it, but not really. They're kind of just trying to stall.
Right.
Get lanes and pushing in the other ways. Luckily though, VGTC did have the camper pushing into mid, so
that's slowing down a little bit.
Yeah. The top camp got a decent amount of value though.
Zebo's pushed out pretty far. Could be in danger of getting ganked here. Here come Genji and Diablo. Irenia is able to get away. Nicely done.
There goes Murky again.
Yeah, Murky going down in the bottom lane. So VGTC starting to pull slightly ahead in experience.
Right. The structure count. So not throwing does have a slight structure lead right now.
B Maduho in chat is saying, "Come on, Gaz, you can solo against that Sonya."
From what I heard, you actually can. Well, like the problem is here though. There's the Genji. Genji loves picking on solo laners.
When you're playing in the game.
Looks like we have. I think it seems like they kind of put Junkrat on Murky duty.
Yeah, I see that. So the next tribute is spawning. Diablo flipping Nazebo. Nazebo is gonna fall. Genji really low. It actually falls as well. Diablo super low. Gaz doing a nice job of kiting and
they all go down.
Yeah.
I think like they kind of just need to like make sure to not step into a lot of stuff and take a lot of damage.
Right.
Because you do have the support. So you don't like basically the goal is to just not be impatient and try to like chase too much.
So we've got not throwing, working on the top lane up here. Moving in on this fort. Next tribute is starting to spawn. It's going to be down in the bottom area.
Let's see. As far as heroics go, we do have Optograb. We have Robo Goblin.
Oh, nice.
Gargantuan. And that's it.
I like to call that fish slap.
Wow, yeah.
Oh,
no,
he does fall. The Zebo down. Malfurion getting very low. Banana Man trying to heal up. We've got Gazlo attempting to channel the tribute. Can't quite
and that's
get
Malfurion going down.
Diablo getting really low as well. He'll fall. And this is going to be another tribute going over to not throwing.
Yeah, it looks like there might be some communication issues. That's what I'm guessing, because it kind of looks like they're a little bit all over the place.
So as you said, we've got Blackpool for Asmo. We've got the Octograb for Murky, aka Fish Slap. Robo Goblin coming out. Skeletal Mages for Zool and Gargantuan. And we've got a battle here on the boss. Genji
okay.
doing a lot of damage.
Well, I mean, he kind of got 2 kills, but 1.5.
Yeah.
He probably could have gotten 1 or 2 more kills there, actually, because he did miss the Swift Strike on the lower targets, the recess.
Okay.
Now, this becomes an interesting question of whether you kind of just give him and kill the boss, or you try to contest this. And the problem is, if you die here, you're in a lot of trouble.
Yeah. And Malfurion, those spiders are doing a ton of damage to Malfurion in the back there. And Asmo is doing a great job of hitting with those globes. APOC going out. VGTC is so low. Melf goes down. Sonya is very low as well. But Junkrat can really poke like forever, and we'll actually take out Nazebo there.
I mean, honestly, yeah, he can. The problem is he's got to be careful. When is Octograb? He's still got a little bit of time before Octograb comes up.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a curse going over to not throwing. The boss is down already, though, so... Now, I guess not throwing is going to just try to throw all those specialists into the lanes and just get as many structures down as possible. We've got Murky bribing the camp here.
That would be the most ideal for them, probably. Although they've showed they've been winning team fights. So now Murky's getting the bot push. I mean, someone's got to contest the bottom.
Yeah, Murky's doing a lot of work down here. He's like in on the keep even. And he's got that Merc camp helping.
I mean, they might lose the keep.
Nice extract from Genji to survive, but unfortunately still is going to fall to a globe from Demarkin on Asmodan. That bottom keep is gone. Murky and that Merc camp took it out. And it looks like they're going to be satisfied with that, and not throwing is going to go ahead and back out. So what do you make of how this game is kind of playing out right now?
Generally, it's just a bunch of clown fiestas, and with the specialists and the Gazlo and being able to set up, they kind of can win that if they're, if VGTC doesn't properly, engage the fights and execute.
Mm-hmm.
I think throwing the Junkrat in the lane with the Murky is a mistake. They should probably throw Genji.
So, looks like not throwing is keeping an eye on this upper boss here.
So what VGTC needs to do to come back is they just need to relax and start, not rushing everything, being a little bit more patient, looking for the good engages.
Mm-hmm.
And they just need to make sure not to lose too much structure damage, take too much structure damage.
Great coming out.
Good fight right there.
Zul goes down. Got lots of damage going down on Diablo, but also Gazlo is in big danger from Genji here in the back line. See if he can escape. Asmo is just kind of being irritating to Genji, not letting him follow Gazlo. And meanwhile, Murky is moving in toward the core here.
Yeah, some of these response on you responding.
Yep. We've got another camp in the top lane pushing on this top keep wall. Asmo is just, it's got so much health. It's tough. Gazlo falls to Junkrat. Oh, Genji going it. Oh, we got to pause here.
Yeah, good job by Ola there to get the double reset.
Yeah.
And, I mean, generally, the Osmogun poke has been a bit of an issue, but, generally speaking, you should win a poke war when you have a support, as opposed to not having a support. So I think they just need to be a little bit more patient and wait for the engage. Like not walk into I think the worst thing you can do when you're fighting a Gaslo is just walk into turrets and like not accomplish anything.
Right. So this tribute, I believe, is going to go over to VGTC. We've got a root going in on Genji. Laser isn't going to quite finish him off.
No, but I mean that, like I said, that was a little reckless by Ogle right there.
Yeah.
And Murky's getting value over here.
Yep. Zul did end up, I think that was an auto attack that finished off Genji there. Yeah, Murky's working on this middle fort. It's pretty low in health.
Yeah.
VGTC posturing like they're going to do boss here. Asmo sees it. But
the problem is that not throwing is going to get the butt boss, which pushed directly to core. Although...
Whoa, Zul almost falling there from getting hit by the boss.
I think they're actually going to do the boss fast. No, almost.
Yeah, you're right. Call. Yeah, VGTC's boss has a fort to go through still. I
think they're going to...
Oh, wow. Nice interrupt just in time by Asmo. Looks like Not Throwing is going to contest this tribute. Which they can do, because they can afford to, let that boss just do whatever it wants in the top lane, knowing that VGTC has to respond to that boss marching towards their core.
Yeah, and it looked like there was miscommunication on whether they wanted to try to kill the boss or whether they wanted to contest the tribute. Because, I mean, theoretically, they could have just beaten him on a tribute and won.
Mm-hmm. Not Throwing is going to pick up this keep.
Yeah. So, I mean, they kind of went in between, risking going for the boss, risk going for the tribute, but also, Ogle was down clearing the boss.
Right.
So it was a 5 versus 4, essentially.
Yep, and the boss just getting to the top keep wall of Not Throwing, so they will finish it off. That was really well played, actually, by Not Throwing.
And that's a good steal. It's a good pickup.
Yep, definitely. Murky goes down.
And this becomes a point. So, if they win a big fight here, they could just straight up win. Either team. If one team gets wiped, the other one basically wins. Because if Not Throwing gets wiped, VGTC will have Curse. They can just, end immediately, basically, because they won't take any damage.
All right, here comes a big fight, then. Got stuns going out from Diablo. Diablo's getting really low and will fall. Malfurion is going to fall.
That's Nazebo, and then there's just...
Zul, Nazebo. Everybody's dying left and right.
Is carrying really hard right now.
Here comes Murky.
So that fight was won by VGTC.
Yeah. Definitely.
They can kill this Murky and get this channel.
Yeah.
He also has Big Tuna Kahuna, so if he dies as a 16-second spawner. They really need to kill him, though. I think them backing off is a mistake here. I would just go in. Now, I think they're being too defensive right now. They have to just go in and kill him.
Looks like Sonya's gonna go ahead and actually back.
He's probably backing because they're gonna get the catapults.
Oh,
But if
yeah.
they just killed Murky and got the tribute, they would,
Yeah,
all the catapults
actually, I
running
see. Yeah, the core is actually down to 61%. So, Murky doing his job perfectly, which is just to delay as these lanes just continue to push in with this catapult pressure.
Yeah, now there's basically going to be another fight.
Yep, everybody up again for both teams.
Now if you're VGTC, you have to back up.
Diablo is going to fall. Murky's just heckling the back line of VGTC here. X-Strike coming out. We'll get the kill on Murky. Nice root by Zool. Genji falls. Tribute did go over to not throwing. But again, they have to watch their core because this bottom lane
and mid lane are being pushed in
is
real hard.
very pushed in.
Now you come to a problem where you lose this, and it's very likely that you kind of lose the game.
Yeah, this is a curse for either team that is able to get this tribute. Merc pressure coming in the bottom lane. Not throwing is setting up for this tribute. And I don't think they're going to be in time to stop this.
They're just giving.
All right, so VGTC is cursed, and they've got a army of specialists coming at them. We'll see if they're able to hold off. This could be game. We'll see what happens. Root coming in on Sonya.
I think they're just... Oh, okay. They got Zula's picked off almost immediately.
Yep. We've got Sonya getting really low. Nazebo.
Yeah, they need
nice
to go back.
stasis.
So most of them go back and help clear this.
Nazebo does fall to Genji. The core is down to 20, 17, 12, 11.
Yeah, let's get over.
Wow.
All right, if you take a look at the kills, most of their kills were concentrated on two people, like Ogle and Orlov. And I think that there's just a large amount of miscommunication during fights because they're kind of going in without the rest of the team. That's what it looks like to me.
Mm-hmm.
And because they're getting split pushed and losing fights, it's like the double whammy. Like they should be winning. They should be winning the fights.
Yeah, I actually have the stat screen pulled up here, and we had a lot of really nice hero damage coming out of Asmodan and Nazebo, even Gaslow as well for not throwing. Junkrat just did a ton of work for VGTC. Highest siege damage, highest hero damage, and went 6-0. So that was well played by Bloody Regime. But I know it was a gimmicky draft, but like I said, if you're going to go all specialists, this is the map to do it on, and that's what ended up happening. There was just too much lane push, and like you said, VGTC really needed to be winning those team fights in order to kind of counter that. Yeah,
and I mean, they were constantly changing targets and going after different people all the time. It's just not something you can do when you're playing when you're fighting against that kind of comp. That can just they can, believe it or not, specials can do a lot of damage.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what we just saw. That did not go at all like I expected it to. So well played by not throwing. It'll be interesting to see what happens on Game 2. Game 2 is going to be on Volskaya, and that is VGTC. That's their map choice. So I'm sure they have a really great plan to try to turn the tables here, but Game 1 does go over to not throwing. So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, also, 5 specialists is going to be a lot worse on Volskaya.
Yeah, and they may go a different, direction as well. I never really know what to expect from not throwing. So it'll be exciting to see. But we are going to take a real quick break and get game 2 set up for you guys. Hope you're having fun, and we'll see you right away in just a couple minutes. right, welcome back, everyone. I am here with a random task, and we are getting ready for Game 2, Division D East. This is Not Throwing versus VGTC Dad Bots. So, Game 1 was a little unexpected, a little unorthodox, to say the least. We had Not Throwing coming out with 5 specialists and taking Game 1 on Curse of Hollow, and my understanding is that's their actual first win this season, and that's awesome. Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah.
So random, this actually is VGTC's map choice. What do you think their mindset is right now, and how are they going to turn this around?
And this is a heavy team fight map. So it's a smaller map, and the points are, you only have to send one person to the point. So let's say if someone does 5-man push the other lanes, you can send 4 people to contest, the lanes, and you just get the protector. The protector is also really strong.
Yep.
So even if they lose a fort, or if they lose 2 walls, you can get those 2 walls right back. And honestly, with like the heavy siege comps they have, they might not have that good of anti-siege. So they can also get blown up real easily with if they don't. Let's say if they don't drop the support. It can be bad, but I mean, so we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, for sure. So we have Diablo being banned by Not Throwing, and we're still waiting on the ban here from VGTC. Do you think they'll ban a specialist?
Probably. I guess they'll ban a support.
Yeah, I mean, Stukov is typically a great ban, especially on this map because of the control points, but I mean, the truth is, I'm guessing VGTC just has no idea what to expect.
They took Deckard. So they did take a support this game, but they took another one. They didn't take the one they banned. Interesting. I wonder if that Not Throwing will, I guess the word is take this a little more seriously.
Now that they've got the taste of victory?
Yeah. And they also, maybe they know they can't really pull off that kind of cheesy specialist comp on this map.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder. It's a little bit smaller. The lanes are really close to each other. So you're kind of bound to clash. They go with the Medivh.
Well, this is looking really fun already. Garrosh and Medivh. Medivh can be a counter to Garrosh just because, Medivh can use the portals to help their players escape, after they've been thrown by Garrosh. So that's not going to be an option for Not Throwing. So we are seeing a much different draft coming out from Not Throwing. We've got Johanna and Chromie picked.
That's kind of weird that you would go Chromie into Medivh, but
yeah, just because Medivh can negate some of those big damage abilities from Chromie. I agree.
Very, very, very easily. The Johanna pick does make a little sense to me. Basically, Johanna is just saying, I don't want to get thrown by Garrosh. Because Garrosh is kind of a good counter to other tanks. That's really the biggest problem with him. He's very oppressive to other tanks. It's hard for them to engage.
Yeah, so this is looking... I'm trying to see if I could see any kind of theme or anything to the draft so far by Not Throwing. Are you?
It looks very macro-oriented. Johanna is just going to kind of condemn all the waves together, and Chromie, she can clear them real quickly right after. Also, you can have, the condemn into Deckard route to some kind of combo. Mm-hmm. I expect him to draft a lot more burst damage. Maybe grab, more follow-up, maybe like Blaze, possibly. Mm-hmm. And we could see, maybe like a Greymane. If this is traditional comps.
Right.
Now, they could go Zul or Gazlo. You never know.
You never know, yeah, for sure. They can do anything, as we've seen. Are you thinking the Malfurion possibly again for VGTC? I think that would combo nicely with their Garrosh pick.
Yeah, Malfurion could be an option.
Another Li Ming man.
I don't even know if VGTC plays really Li Ming, but I could be wrong.
And I think we missed mentioning that VGTC did ban out Genji. So I'm interested to see what direction they're going here. Yeah,
well, Ogle is going to be the Medivh player for sure. So he played the Genji last game, so maybe they just don't want to deal against it. Genji does pretty well into Medivh too, because he can kind of put out that nice sustained damage and play around the shields a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
You know, plus it's just a finisher for Chromie. That's something that they could grab with Genji, with Chromie. You know, someone who kind of can finish the characters off.
Right. So VGTC thinking long and hard about what they want to do here.
Yeah. So maybe you can aggress a little bit with portal engages. There you go, Sonya Junkrat.
Yeah, I mean Sonya's
gonna be Sonya's gonna be really good in a Joanna because, you know, the cat.
I'm sorry. I'm just cracking up because their draft looked so normal. And how they just like did it like a U-turn on us here.
Now see, the thing about this though is that with the Medivh, you have a really easy access to the back line. So yeah, I mean Gazlo's kind of different, but the Probies kind of surprises me because they can just portal behind and kill him real quickly.
I feel like there's a theme here I'm missing. Chat, help me out. What am I missing? I know they usually have a theme.
It looks like they could just be going for like lots of blow up. That's what it kind of looks like. So you're gonna get the Joanna Condemn in. You're gonna get the Deckard Roots, the Gazlo bomb. You just blow them up with Probius and Chromie. That's my first guess.
Yeah.
If Rhaegar. Okay, Rhaegar's a good pick here because you do add a little bit of burst healing, ancestral, and the cleanse. So I was gonna say I wasn't sure about the mouth pick there.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You just really need to survive.
I mean, I'm just thinking a little bit more as I'm looking at Not Throwing's draft, and they're going to be really tough to deal with on the control point.
I think the Medivh shield. I have a hard time believing that Not Throwing is going to be able to kill anyone with a Medivh pick. That's really the biggest thing here. I kind of, if they're going to go the little, you know, trolley specialist route, I kind of would have liked like more, like even like Zag maybe.
Well, I'm
just put out a lot of sustained damage.
I'm just thinking about all the like turrets and, you know, pylons and guns and lasers.
They have Junkrat to deal with him. That's the thing.
Yeah. Fair enough. All right, so which draft do you prefer in this game?
Well, as far as respecting every possibility, I still kind of like VGTC, that BODS draft with the Medivh especially. I think it's going to negate a lot, like a lot of the burst potential of Not Throwing. You have the ability to engage behind them, throw them out of position. Junkrat's going to be able to keep up with the clear as well, which I think is a big thing.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's see. Let's introduce the teams. So on the blue side for Not Throwing, we've got DeMarcon playing Chromie, Arenia on Probius, Gazlo being played by JakeBot, Archangel will be playing the Deckard, and Johanna is going to be Gen Confusion.
And on the right side, we have VGT's that BODS. We have Orlop on Garrosh, Banana on Rhaegar, Bloody on Junkrat. We have Ogle the Great on Medivh, and Nihilus on Sonya.
All right, so we do have Sonya and Gazlo looking like they're going to be facing off in the bottom lane here, and everybody else is mid.
Yeah, we have the showdown again. And I mean, if there's one person who can carry them to the promised land, Nihilus has been putting in work in his set at least. So, it's interesting. He's sitting back a little bit. So we're just gonna have these rotations probably going from the top to mid.
Mm-hmm. So obviously, whenever you've got a garage on the other team, you have to be really careful, you know, not to get thrown. Especially, you definitely don't want to get thrown like over a wall, like into the other team's fort. So, Not Throwing is having to probably play a little further back than they'd like.
Yeah. And so let's see. In the bot lane, we had Nihilus is putting on the work again. Gazlo's are at a quarter health right now. Sonya, you know, the
Yeah.
heals. Rotations are, I think, VGTC that BODS are a little behind, but they're, you know, not substantially.
Right.
And that's okay for this map. Like, really, like, as long as you don't, you know, lose a ton of soak and get everything pushed in. As soon as that protector point spawns and you win that, that's all that matters.
Yeah, we see not throwing already kind of starting to get set up here by this first control point.
And let's take a look. We have 12 stacks on Arcane Master's Touch already, and I'm surprised that none of the teams have gone for the camp yet. Okay, so we have VGTC going for the camp now. The camps are really important in this map, especially the turret camp, because the name of the game on this map is winning the objective, and you know it helps you win the objective.
Right. So the objective is going to spawn in about 20 seconds. So you see Probius, you know, putting out pylons. We've got the Chromie trap out here. We've already got Johanna, you know, getting settled.
Let's see. Medivh took Raven Familiar. So we have nothing unusual. Electro Charge is kind of interesting. I'm not sure about that one. Nothing else. Unraveled Strength is pretty interesting too, because normally you'd go Q-Quest. So Chromie going for Time Trap build. That's usually the preferred build on this map.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, and you see, now they're playing a lot safer. Junkrat's just going in and poking. Orlop's kind of sitting a little far up, but turrets don't usually do anything into low health.
The one kind of nice thing is VGTC having the Medivh who can really, you know, pinpoint everybody's location.
Yeah, exactly. And like just like that.
Yep.
He's at full health.
Yeah, that was really nice protect coming out from Medivh onto Garage. VGTC wanting to move in on this point. It's at 99% now in favor of not throwing. Garage getting so low.
That's a dead Probius.
Huge damage coming in from Chromie. Garage falls. Rhaegar and Sonya all fall. The first protector is going to go over to not throwing. And interestingly, they put their healer in there along with Chromie. That surprises me a little bit. I would expect to see maybe like Johanna and maybe... I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the best combination because I guess you want those specialists pushing.
Yeah, that's what they want.
Yep.
Chromie's, you know, she doesn't do that too much siege damage.
Yep. Yeah, so Chromie makes sense.
Neither does Deckard.
So Probius went up to the top lane, and Gazlo went to the bottom. So we've got a lot of soak for not throwing.
And honestly, as far as this level goes, that Punisher did not get very much value.
Yeah.
They got a level lead, but as far as structures, you can get 2 fort walls and a well consistently.
Right. Yeah, typically, or a lot of times you'll see the protector kind of go to the top lane first because the second protector control point is going to spawn top. So it's always nice to, you know, get your opponent's well up there.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. But first I like to get the front wall, all the mid keep, and then I go to the front wall of the top fort. No point.
So we got a lot of vision on the side of not throwing between turrets and pylons. So VGTC is trying to get those cleaned up. We've got a possible invade coming here by VGTC. Let's see what happens. Yeah, they are going to take that. They've got the Medivh portal to get out safely. Yeah, that was a great play by them.
Yeah, it was a good play. I mean, they needed to make something happen. But I would have liked to prefer them to steal the turret camp earlier. I think that matters a lot more.
They're
And
going to
it
grab
gets
the support.
And also, one way to abuse a team is, they just get aggressive on their camps all the time. They don't have time to set up.
And we do have level 10 hit by not throwing. And let's see what we're looking at here for heroics. So we've got the Slowing Sands for Chromie, Robo Goblin for Gaz, Lornado coming out for Deckard Kane, Blessed Shield for Johanna, and Pylon Overcharge for Probius.
Okay, Ogle's might be caught out. He got his Master's Touch, so...
Yeah, he's
all right, so
going to fall.
So he died, but he did get Master's Touch at the end, so that's good.
Yeah, and VGTC also has hit level 10. Their heroics are Ancestral Healing for Rhaegar, Wrath of the Berserker for Sonya, Leyline Seal for Medivh, the Taunt Warlord's Challenge for Garrosh, and Riptire coming out for Junkrat.
Interesting he went Leyline. Not much to combo with it.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Riptire. Also, you kind of can just like leyline them and go for a flank, I guess, too.
Right, that's true.
And get on top of them before they really set up.
So we've got not throwing all set up on the control point again. Let's see what is going to. Let's see what VGTC is going to do here.
They did zone out Gazlo, so maybe they just go in right away.
Yep. Looks like that's what they're trying to do.
That's a Probius. That's a taunted Probius, and that's a gone Probius.
Nice combination. Garrosh getting real low again.
But, Garrosh, so...
Stun's coming out. We've got Johanna. There's the lane line seal.
That's too dead.
Yes.
Alright, that was a very... Okay, so what you saw there was basically... They played aggressively, waited for a rotation around the... Oh, can they see that?
What?
Can they see the pings?
I don't think so.
Okay. What you saw is the Gazelle was trying to rotate up. They cut him off, so the Gazelle had to rotate around safely. They quickly engaged right onto the point, got the Probius kill immediately, and then they're just kind of able to snowball from there.
Yeah, I think that's one of the better team fights we've seen out of VGTC in this match so far.
Very well executed. They're gonna need to do stuff like that again. They're if they want to beat, like, they have what's called the village comp, where you kind of you build the villages. So contesting them before they get there is going to be really important.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they have a lot of means to do so because they have the Medivh. They can find the vision. They have great vision. They have good displacement. And they should have no problem scouting them out before they get there.
Right?
Yeah.
So the Protector does go over to VGTC, so they're pushing hard in the top lane. We've got a 4-man defense.
And they see Gazelle bottom. They should aggress really hard right now.
Right. There's Lornado not allowing Sonya to get out. She gets very low. Is able to escape. Got a nice shield from Medivh there.
Gazlo is getting a lot of value bottom. This should not be happening. Really, like, in a 4 vs 5 when you have the Protector, you really need to get a lot more value into this.
Yeah, that is rough. So Sonya is going to go back to deal with Gazlo. Gazlo got a lot done, as you can see.
Maybe what they need to do is kind of, like, fake one lane and kind of go to another.
Mm-hmm.
So that you don't give them time to set up. If you're predictable in where you're going to go, they have time to set up and kind of, are able to handle the Protector a little bit more easily. Yeah, now I would like them to aggress onto their camp immediately.
Right.
But they're going to go play safe and go for theirs.
Right, so we've got some skirmishing here in the middle lane.
Now, if I were VGTC, yeah, I was gonna say they're killing the thing there. So now you just wait for him to kill it and just go right on it and grab it.
Here comes Lornado.
I think a ley line's gonna come out.
Oh wow. Tons of damage going
Sonya
out.
is wrecking the back line right now.
We also saw a Riptide. Oh wow, what a shot by Chromie.
Oh!
Chromie and Sonya, last one standing.
Oh, the turret! Oh, no!
Oh my god!
No, the turret's gonna kill him!
We've got a double team wipe! Oh my god!
VGTC
What?
actually has the advantage in that because Medivh coming back a little bit faster.
Oh my god! So
Overall, that's a net win for them. They get the support camp. I think
that was fantastic.
Yeah, so Ogle was probably a little bit too early on. Let me see. Ogle went circle protection, arcane explosion. So he probably was a little bit earlier on his circle. What's it called? W ability. His shield.
Right. Mm-hmm.
He was a little bit early on that. There was a lot of secondary burst that came out right after. I think he should have leyline earlier, and they should have just taken the support camp.
Right. We got to invade, coming by not throwing. Sonya getting low. She's gonna get out.
That's a steal for them. I mean, that's what I think that VGTC should be doing.
Right. So the next control point is going to be in the bottom, so you could see not throwing already moving down to get their turrets and traps and.
This is the part where I think that VGTC should have rotated down real early. Now, what they could do is they could grab the turret.
Yeah, it looks like that's what they're thinking they're going to do here.
And I think one of the big mistakes teams make on this map is just thinking that they have to get to the point immediately. And this is a really good move by VGTC. So now they have a camp advantage. They also have the top siege camp pushing in the lane. So now they have the macro advantage. But there's a lot of stuff set up here.
Yeah, I mean, this is going to be really tough for VGTC to move in. I mean, look at all this. And there's healing potions all over the place. Like, this is crazy.
I mean, they just need to flank them. That's what I think. They're kind of trying to go in, like, the most direct route.
There's a ley line.
And that's a taunt.
Taunt. Ancestral coming out on Garrosh. Gazlowe bomb gets a nice stun there.
This is a bloodbath.
Yeah, it really is. Probius goes down. Junkrat's super low in the back. Medivh is really low as well. Everybody's low. Who am I kidding? Everybody is very low.
Shooting him. No! Oh, no. He didn't realize the turret was shooting him. And that's...
Another turret down.
This is Nihilus carrying. Nihilus carrying. Ladies and gentlemen.
Nihilus is still taking a little damage. It's going to be okay. He's okay.
And I think the problem with the comp, like what they're running right now, is that basically Sonya is able to just kind of do anything she wants, generally speaking. They don't have a lot of stuns. They do have burst, but you know they can negate it a little bit with the Medivh and the Ancestral. So I'm so good on them to win that.
Yeah,
Alice should just go in the wave and heal.
I couldn't even see how they were going to get in with all that stuff down, but they did a great job of taking it over.
Like I said, so they ley line.
Yep.
And then taunt follow up right away almost. Now, I don't think the taunt hit as many targets as it could have.
Right.
But I think Chromie did timeout.
So we have not throwing, moving back in on the point. It's 99% to 99%. Here comes Riptire. Takes out
So that's
turret.
actually kind of good. You can take out the pylons as soon as
Yep.
the
Huge Gazlo stuns coming out. There's Lornado. Nice root by Deckard.
That's
Chromie's in trouble. Big trouble in the back with Sonya all over her.
and this is once again Sonya just going ham on the back line.
Yep. And this is going to be a team fight win by VGTC.
And like I said, they're doing exactly what I really wanted to do from the beginning. It's just engage really hard on them when you can before all their stuff is set up.
Yeah.
Utilize their heroics to kind of just get an edge on them and get in. Although the Riptire did not get max value, it kind of blew up some of the village, so...
Yeah, exactly.
Right as Probius uses heroic too, so...
Right, so that was good timing.
And now look, they're using this portal to engage directly into the back line. And see how Probius was just not prepared for it that time. And this is where I thought the mid-E pick was going to become really crucial.
Yeah, you can tell that VGTC is gaining some confidence as this game goes on. They seem a lot more, decisive.
Yeah, Nihilus is the unsung hero right now.
They're going to get this bottom keep.
Yeah,
can they end here?
Yes, they can end for sure. That's a lot of time traps. And you walked right through them, and you blew it up as soon as it goes by. Sonya, Johanna's deleted.
Yeah, Johanna's down. That's going to make
Deckard's going to be in trouble, and he missed a stun on him. Well, I think this is where you end right here.
I think you're right. That Protector's still like half health. Not throwing, desperately trying to fend off VGTC, but it's not going to happen. VGTC is going to pull out the win on map number 2 for the split.
Yep. It's good on them. That's a good set. That was crazy by the end. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't expect all the killing, and it's a lot more killing than I expected.
Yeah, so let's see. I've got the stat screen pulled up here. And
you see the Sonya just doing the most damage, tanking a lot. They got pretty good damage from everyone, though. So
I am going to see if I can get Banana in here for an interview. No, I don't want to report the player. No, I just want to talk to them. All right. So that was a really interesting game. The second game, you could almost feel the momentum swap.
I think when they started realizing how to win, they started winning. You could even see that fight at the end was extremely decisive.
Oh yeah, for sure. I'm gonna actually jump onto the NGS Discord right here and see if we can get a interview.
Okay. With Andrew.
Hey, Banana Man.
Hello.
I'm gonna turn you up.
And Judgment.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, this is a lot of people.
Yeah, this is more than I typically bring in for an interview, but okay, we're doing this.
Just need to leave.
Wait, hold on.
All right, listen. Nihilus is your hero. He's the only one who should be in here.
That's why I wanted him in here.
The carry.
No one else deserves to be in here more than
Yes, that's correct.
All right, so welcome VGTC Dad Bods, and congratulations on getting a split tonight. So can we start with talking about game 1? I know you probably don't want to start there, but just so we can go in order. Okay, so I think everybody at this point knows that Not Throwing, they like to do these themed kind of drafts. Did you go into the game kind of not knowing what to expect?
At all. We didn't know what to expect.
So
yeah, we kind of heard a lot, but we weren't really expecting anything like that, I would say.
Yeah, so we heard rumors about this, and I mean, we have talked about this, but Murphy, our captain, didn't really tell us anything, and we didn't do any research at first. So I don't think that we just didn't have enough information about them, and that's why we were just shocked and kind of not prepared for this first round.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't as surprised just because I'm familiar with, not throwing, doing some strange things. But, and I was talking to Random Task, and I was saying, well, if you are going to go all specialists, this is the map to do it on, right? Because it's a huge map. You can get some good pressure going. What were you guys thinking when you saw the 5 specialists, and what kind of strategy were you going to use to try to offset that?
Well, my first thought when I saw that was like, what is this? I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah, at least in the off lane, I knew I was pretty much gonna win it because it was a Gazo, so I should have been able to, and I think I did for the most part.
Yeah, you're beating him a lot.
Yeah, then it looked like they swapped the Asmo into your lane, I think.
Wait,
Yeah,
What?
at some point they swapped a few, yeah.
Right. Wow, we've got a party going on in here. So, did you guys think when you saw the 5 specialists, oh, this, we should have this, we have more of a quote-unquote normal draft, or were you guys kind of worried right from the beginning?
At the end of the beginning, I would say we were a little more confident, like maybe possibly a little cocky, but it was something that we were still like ready to like engage with, but like as it turned out, went a little different. So
Right.
yeah. I think the first problem that we had was with area control. Since
Yes.
then, since we had to fight for the tribute, our team didn't know what to do about area. We didn't go in correctly, and the Gazel turrets did chunk us down quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's why I think that's why we lose many fights. We just keep on just losing the fights.
Right. Right, and it was tough because, you guys wanted to get the tribute, but then you had specialists like pressing your lanes in. It had to be a little frustrating.
That's true. I think after like a few lost fights, we were just like feeling pretty bad about ourselves. Because we went into this thinking that we could possibly just dominate this, but we get a reality check real quick. So I think that
we were
that
literally split
yes.
for the
Mhm.
game and mine. Just there wasn't as much communication as the last game, so just the focus was a little bit off.
That's fair. So, after game 1, was it tough for you guys to kind of regroup and, come up with a different strategy? Were you feeling good because you knew you were going to your map next?
So after the first match, we were definitely feeling a little disgruntled, but our head coach, John Knight, from Average Joe's, he did come to our Discord and give us a little pep talk, and I think that will help us keep our spirits up and how we can just approach the next task.
I'll just let me drop in here.
Well, hi, Quintaga.
And Bob.
That's funny.
Average Joe's.
Well, that's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah, because I know that it can be tough sometimes coming back after you lose game 1. It's hard not to be a little upset, a little frustrated. So it's nice that you guys were able to regroup and kind of go into game 2 with a fresh, attitude. And, again, you probably didn't know what to expect coming out, not throwing.
That's true.
But they did start kind of with a normal draft. So
Yes.
you guys obviously probably had a plan that you were trying to execute since this was your map. Did you get the heroes you were looking for?
I would say that this time, like, the draft was a little different, like, because we definitely considered many different heroes, like Greymane or something, to, like, dive on things like the backline, but we eventually just settled on heroes we were a little more comfortable with, and honestly, I think that's probably what really did a lot more for us than it did in the first game. Just, like, the comfort let us just get better at our heroes and didn't stress out as much because we knew what we would do.
Right.
All right. I have a question, if you don't mind asking.
Sure.
Nihilus, does your back hurt?
I asked him that after the game. I was like, "Do you need a back massage from carrying this hard?"
Yeah.
What cybernetic enhancements have you done? recently.
Oh man, I don't know. That last fight was
Doping.
really tense, I thought, because I was super low health and I barely had any cooldowns left. So
Yeah.
at any second, I felt like I could have just been killed.
Yeah,
No.
also, there are so many cool things that happened in that game. Just briefly, though, can we talk about the fight over the support camp?
Oh.
Oh my god.
Because that was amazing. That was so much fun, and it was super exciting to watch.
That's true.
That's why we love the game.
Yeah, it was pretty awesome seeing Medivh get to come in and just like pick up the turret, or not the turret, but the support, whatever it's called, thing you click on. Like after everybody's just like dead. That was fantastic. And yeah, so it looked like you guys were playing a little bit tentative kind of toward the beginning of the game, that Not Throwing was able to really get set up on the control points, and you guys kind of looked like you weren't sure exactly like how to attack it, how to go in. But then by the end of the game, you guys seem to have figured it out. Did you come up with a new plan? Did you notice something that seemed to be working and switch your strategy?
I think part of it came down to the fact that we knew we had to go in, because it was just otherwise if we didn't go in, we would have lost, really.
Because I mean, they set up everything. So they have the turrets, they have the camps, and they have their own Gallo turrets. So we know that we will take some damage going in, but we'll have to anyway. So
Yeah.
Right.
and besides, I mean, we did talk about this at the beginning, because then we saw the problem with the Gallo turrets. So then I will try and use my own bombs to kill the turrets first, and then we can maybe just take a little less damage going in as well.
Yeah, we saw that. Random, do you want to talk about that? Because you were talking about that in that final fight on point.
Which one?
Where he was using the Junkrat, the Rip Tire, to take out the turrets and stuff.
So you took out, I mean, basically what I saw was the Rip Tire came out, and as soon as Probius went for his heroic, you actually blew up one of the pylons, and you did a little bit of damage to someone else, I think. So it was actually, although, like I was saying, it didn't get max value, it did accomplish something. And sometimes just, dealing with the village, just blowing up the village can sometimes be really good against it.
That's correct.
Yeah, it did seem to help you guys. Then everybody was able to then move in, and like you said, not take quite as much damage from all of the stuff that was just everywhere.
The stuff everywhere.
I keep forgetting that I'm on video right now.
Oh wow, did you do something interesting?
I'm just a little way too relaxed right now. I'm sorry, guys.
That's funny. Well, congratulations, you guys, for coming back and taking game 2. I believe you're in the playoffs. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct.
Awesome. And is this your team's first season playing in NGS?
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. How's it been? How have you guys enjoyed it so far?
Honestly, really fun.
It's been
really
amazing.
fun.
Yeah, it's been a roller coaster, I'd say. Going
Just
from
like, yeah.
being really far down in the beginning to just winning a few games in a row due to John Knight coaching us and improving now. We're much better. We're much better now than we were before, so it's been quite an experience.
Yeah, you guys did a great job in game 2 for sure. Congratulations for making the playoffs. I definitely look forward to seeing what you guys do there. And before we let you go, do you guys have any shout outs?
Okay, so shout outs definitely to John Knight
Yeah, I'd
for
say John
coach.
Knight.
And definitely shout out to Nihilus for carrying our asses all the time. And then shout out to Random, because he is one of our coaches as
Helped
well.
us too, yes.
Yeah.
No, I can't be biased here, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I will say he did not seem biased at all during the cast.
Shout outs to our captain Murphy.
Yeah, Murphy,
Yeah,
just,
Murphy.
Quietly face palming and Twitch chat and stuff. We're
Yeah,
sorry, but
Yeah.
It's just quick play, it's fun, right? So, yeah, shout out to him.
Nice. Well, thanks so much for joining us for the interview after the game, and it was really fun to cast your match tonight.
Yeah, thanks for
Yo,
Thank
thank you
you
so much
for casting.
Thank you for casting. Thank you
Oh
so
yeah.
much.
My pleasure for sure. Well, good luck in the playoffs, and hopefully I'll see you guys again there.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good
All
night.
right, take care, guys.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
Now,
All right, so that was I think pretty much the entire team for VGTC Dad Buns.
Ogle wasn't there.
Okay.
I don't know what he was doing. Camilo came a little shy.
So
Actually, he's not. I don't know. Maybe they didn't expect all of them to be there. They didn't. So.
that's funny. Well, that's fine. It ended up working out just fine.
Basically, the lesson of the moral of the story is you just generally always want to be prepared for anything.
Yeah.
Even going into a team that's 0-10, still want to prepare.
Yeah, and again, just because it was their first win, I got to give a shout out to not throwing, getting your first win. That's awesome. And you guys actually played really, really well in game 2. I mean, for a while it looked like, you guys might take that as well. So well done. Good season for you guys for sure.
And the VGTC is still in the playoffs. I think because they tied a set, they go down 1 seed, but they're still in.
Yeah. Sounds like it. So right on. Well, Random Task, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you had fun. I definitely did.
Yeah, that was great. That was a good set.
For sure. And if people want to get in contact with you, or if you stream, how would they see you?
Well, you should watch Average Joe's play. That's one way. I don't stream, so
Okay.
I mostly co-cast with people.
Oh, cool. That's great too. Awesome. Well, before we head out, do you have any shout-outs?
Good job. To my unbiased opinion of VGTC adapting. Unbiased, though. I'm just, being purely pointing out how it is. Good job on not throwing, though, getting a tie, I guess, too. It was a good get. It was a good set. I guess that's all I have to say.
All right. That's awesome. Thanks for joining me so much. And for me, you guys can find me at SwingTime Gaming on Twitter. And here on Twitch, I'm at twitch.tv/SwingTime. I hope you guys had a good time. And, if you don't play NGS, you might have noticed in the interview that this is the first season for VGTC. And it looks like they are having a really good time. And you can too. You should come check it out. Season 5 is starting soon. Definitely check out the community. Everybody's really fun, supportive, and you'll, no matter what skill level you are, there is a division for you here at NGS. So with that said, I think that is it. Thank you to everyone on Twitch who watched this match. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And next, I think I have a cast tomorrow night at 7:30, and DeMarcon is actually going to be joining me for that co-cast. So I'll be tweeting out that information tomorrow. Thank you, everybody. Have a fantastic rest of your Sunday evening. And thanks again, Random, for joining me.
Yep. Thank you for letting me cast with you.
For sure. We'll have to do it again sometime.
Yep.
All right. Night, everybody.
Night.